All right, today we're going to be going over another property of our triangles, and this is our exterior angle theorem. So here, if we look at a triangle, we have exterior angles. So remember, exterior meaning the angles are outside of the figure, or here the triangle itself. And then we have interior angles, which are angles that are going to be found inside the figure. And so because we're talking about triangles, we're looking specifically at the triangles. So here, if we look at a triangle and we look at the yellow angle that we're looking at here, we need to figure out if it's an exterior or an interior angle because it's not found inside the triangle itself. Here, we're going to go ahead and say that this is an exterior angle. Okay, so make sure, so remember just exterior meaning it's on the outside. And so here we see like our triangle is here, right? The angle is found outside of that. Okay, so here, same thing, we're going to have to figure out if we have an interior or an exterior angle. And so the easiest thing for me is to just kind of map out once again where our triangle is. And so if we see our triangle is here, and so now if we're looking at the angles are all found outside of that purple triangle. So here, once again, this would also be exterior angles. That should be an O there. All right, here we have two triangles. So sometimes you'll have more than one figure and you still have to be able to figure out, are they interior angles, are they exterior angles? Okay, so here we have a triangle here, and then we have a triangle down here. But if you see, the angles are both inside. So here we would have interior angles. All right, so why does this matter? Okay, why do we need to know if the angle is inside or outside of the triangle? Why does it matter if they're interior angles or exterior angles? The reason they matter is because for triangles specifically, we have what is called the exterior angle sum theorem. And so that tells us that the measure of the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the non-adjacent interior angles of the triangle. So what does that mean? Okay, so here we have non-adjacent. Remember, adjacent means that it was right next to, so these are going to be angles that are not right next to the exterior. So here we have the exterior angle. So if you guys can see in this illustration, the exterior angle is going to be here, angle 1, okay, or the measure of angle 1, okay? And then we're going to have what they call the non-adjacent interior angles. So that's basically going to say the angles that are not touching angle 1. So here if we see angle C is touching angle 1, so that is not considered the non-adjacent. What is considered the non-adjacent here would be angle B and angle A. So if you can see angle 1, so the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle A plus the angle of measure B. And so this is the theorem that we're going to use to solve our problems for this week. So let's go ahead and look at some examples. So here, example 1 is asking us to solve for y, or to find y. So we can see y here is outside of our triangle, right? So we can say that this is an exterior angle. And because it's exterior, we're going to go ahead and use our exterior sum theorem, which tells us that y is going to be equal to the non-adjacent. So here our non-adjacent are the two angles that are not touching y. Okay, so here if you guys see the setup, we have the 88 plus the 70 is going to be equal to the y. Combine like terms and we get 158 is going to equal our y, and so there this would be our answer. All right, example 2 is asking us to find x. So here, same thing, we're going to look at our angles. So we have two angles that are inside our triangle. Those are interior angles, but then we have one angle that is outside. Okay, so because we have one that is outside, once again, we know we're going to use our exterior angle sum theorem. And so here, once again, we're going to set up the red equal to the blue. So here we have the 40, so 40 there, plus the 2x, and that's going to equal our red, which is the x plus 72. Okay, move the 40 over, okay, combine our x's on the same side, and so here we get x is equal to 32. All right, guys, so that's going to be our lesson for this week. Go ahead and do the exterior theorem worksheet first, and then I would recommend doing the review because that would include everything from last week as well.